Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to look at the gold and silver technical analysis daily update. We'll take a look at what's going on. Again, I'm not trading in and out of these things. I just use it for buy points. And if you're interested in the technical analysis or if you have questions coming up about the markets, ask it tomorrow at the meeting that we're having, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. We have a meeting for the Platinum members on the website. That's down below. And if you want to partake in it, you can ask questions. You can ask about maybe particular stock or something like that. And we can chart it and go up. And I rotate kind of the beginning, kind of something that I think is worthwhile looking at, or maybe the picks that I think are looking good. But we'll dive in here. I'll give you my financial opinion. Let's get going. So we've got the 10-year yield. I do see a couple of things here. I do see some pretty large down movements here. Usually when you start seeing that, it could be a prelude to a move rolling lower. And what I'm using here is I'm looking for candlestick patterns. Those candlestick patterns like a bearish engulfing, a bearish piercing or engulfing, and then another kind of bearish pattern. And the size of the candlesticks also mean something. So if you look on this side, that way, you can see large green candlesticks, small red days all throughout as it goes up. Now we're starting to see larger down candlesticks. So I do think we may head a little bit lower in the 10-year yield because of those traits. So I do think that the 10-year yield could pull back a little bit. We're seeing this would indicate a stronger bond market. The bond market is coming on up. You can see these large candlestick days here. And then the small sell-off days. That is usually a bullish sign for a move to go up. So I do think that we could potentially have a pullback in some of the commodities, perhaps like oil, because oil is highly linked to the 10-year yield. And gold may actually do okay if the dollar gets a little bit weaker. Now, we had an update in the dollar. If we have a lower 10-year yield with a lower dollar, we could see gold be a little bit explosive here. It loves that combination. We've got the CRB index. That is just moving sideways inside of its pattern. We've got gold slightly higher. And this looks good. It looks like it wants to move on up, so that's good. And I'm not saying every single day. And we've got, a little downtrend line break here. There we go. So it's looking good. It's looking good. Silver right above its resistance support line. And we got a little bloody nose. That's usually indicative of a move on up. Buyers are starting to come in. Sellers aren't as strong. Usually that's an uptrend. Little bloody nose and platinum still looking good. Looks like it wants to go to the upside in the short term. The XAU to gold ratio still kind of, I call it stair-stepping, very short, stair-stepping higher. We get like a move up and then a little pullback, move up, little pullback, and so forth. Could we fall lower? The overall markets look like they're trying to turn around here, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So I do think that we'll have a little bit of support from those areas. They're bouncing quite good with some upside momentum. And that's what we're getting in some of these patterns here. This here is a bullish hammer pattern. And whenever you see a bounce like this, so this is a bullish piercing pattern there, you get a bounce higher and then the slow leak off of sellers. It takes more days to travel less. Usually that is indicative of a move on up. So it does look like it's trying to bottom here. EXK, yeah. So this one's got kind of a tightening there. We could pop out to the downside for a day or two. Fortuna Silver Mines, nice little down day, little bloody nose, usually pattern to move higher. Bloody nose and SILJ moving higher. GDX, that little bloody nose hammer pattern usually moves higher. We've got MMNGF down a little bit. This is a silver exploration play. Feel like we still have a little bit more to go. If we were to do we're sitting on the 0.786 level. That's where we're sitting. We're just bouncing off of it. And we'll see if we do a full retracement, but this could hold. We could hold here. So we're on the 0.786 level. Koya silver, a little bit more of a sell-off day. Call that one a bloody chest. How about that? Discovery silver getting this V-type bottom, and we'll see if the buyers come in and continue higher. I do think that the market conditions are good for gold and silver to continue on up. We are very early in this mix. Very early, I think. AG, I mean, if you look at this pattern, guys, we are still down at the bottom of this pattern. We're not even up at top. So, I mean, it looks good. We are not, we might get one last little move lower, perhaps. It looks like we've got kind of a tightening here. Sometimes they blow out to the downside. Maybe we get down to that area, and that'd be a really good spot to be looking. Newmont, update today, right below the support line. This support line is the big beast line coming all the way back from 1987. Mag Silver, let's zoom in on it. Little bloody nose. Usually that's a continuation pattern upward. We've got Yamana Gold. Yamana Gold, little bloody nose. Impact Silver, little down day. Aftermath Silver, it's trying to find a balance between the buyers and sellers. Hopefully we can find one in this general vicinity. PLG getting a little bit more of a sell-off. Siboney Stillwater, this one doesn't look too bad. Still looks okay. Sandstorm Gold, these are the royalty companies. Little bloody nose right at resistance. Usually continuation pattern to the upside. Franco-Nevada moving sideways. EMX moving sideways. Tootin Resources sideways. Wheaton Precious Metals, that little bloody nose-ish type pattern above support. Still looks good. A little bigger selling day in gold royalty. That's a bearish engulfing. Bearish engulfing here in Metalla royalty. We may have a little bit of a pullback in the short term or sideways motion. Mavericks Metals, down day, but a wick. It's a hammer pattern with a bearish engulfing, kind of like this day here. Jeez, my thing is not allowing me to go. There we go. There. That's the same type of setup there. So we bopped higher, and we might pull back before we move on up. Something like that. Royal Gold, looking like it's trying to find some support. That's a bullish hammer candlestick pattern. We've got a Cisco Gold royalty just moving sideways, little bloody nose. And then Altius right above support. Looking like it's trying to find support right where it's at. So overall, guys, the overall market looks like it's firming up. That's a good thing. We don't want that thing dive bombing out on us. It is firming up. And, are we going to go higher? We're at support on a lot of these. I wouldn't mind adding a little bit in. I know a lot of people want their investments to go up in the short term. Obviously everyone does. But this is a game of positioning and patience. It's not necessarily a game of playing all the short-term little movements. And if you want to play the little short-term movements, you better develop strategies on stop losses and all this other stuff. I look at this as like, where do I store my wealth? So the way that I view these things is, when they come on back, I just put money in it and I cost average in, and then I hold on for the big trend. I understand that a lot of people, they can't wait that long, I guess. They're not that patient. And when it comes, I bought platinum. Actually, I'll do this. I should say palladium, I bought palladium a very long time ago, and I exchanged it, but this is palladium in the US dollar ounces. I was buying it back in this general vicinity here. Where was it? Like in here? Because the ratios are really low for palladium. Everything looked good. And I just was buying it and buying it and buying it. I bought it, I think maybe in here too, maybe somewhere in this range or something. I bought it in these two little areas, and I didn't really do anything. And then it went all the way up in 2020 here. And I exchanged it in this general vicinity for platinum because the ratio was super low. And I thought that this was going to eventually turn around. Now, I bought it maybe like $300 or 200 something dollars. Yeah, about 300 I think is where I got it. And I got it probably at like $600 or so. So 300 and 600, I bought a whole bunch. It was a lot. I cost averaged in all through here from like 250 to maybe like 375 or something. And I bought some in here too. And then I just forgot about it, literally. I just kept it, and I didn't even really look at the price of palladium that much. And I just held it. And then I started looking at the ratios more so. And I was like, man, I want to trade it for platinum. The holding period here was 2009 to 2020. So 10, 11 years on average for these two right in here. You were to kind of average it out, about 10 years, 11 years. And that's just what I did. And the return there, let's say my cost average was like $400. It went to 2,000 on a dollar perspective. Is $400 to 2,000 a good return? I don't know. I mean, it's up to you on what you think is good over that time frame. And then I swapped it all to platinum because I think platinum's a better buy. That's how I'm playing these things. I'm just buying them when they're cheap and then waiting for them to become expensive. Could you wait a long time? Maybe. I mean, it all depends what you consider to be a long time. If I can get, 2, 3, 4, 5x in, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, that's good. That's good. I'll take it. But everybody is so worried about crashes. They're so worried about the market movements in the short term that I don't know. I just don't have that worry. Like, where else am I going to put my money? Where else am I going to leave it in cash and have inflation erode it away? I don't know. I'm just not cool with that. I'd rather put it in metals and just sit in the metals and let them do whatever, do their thing, or set in investments or something like that. So that's the way I'm playing this. I just wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the website if you want platinum membership. We have a meeting tomorrow at 7 a.m. If you want to do some question and answers, you get some, I wouldn't say FaceTime, but you get some Zoom time with me, and we can talk about things, whatever you want. We do have basically a support group. That's why a lot of people join. And if you need a support group to go through this next commodity bull market, go ahead and join the platinum membership and join on the Discord channel that we've created, and join the website, and we can do the weekly updates. So come to the question and answer section, 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow, and we'll see you there. It's finding value.